Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to our Solution Day webinar. We're on our fourth in this series, this one entitled What's on Your Network? My name's Roger Holder. I'm the Worldwide Marketing Programs Manager here at NetAlly. It's my pleasure to be joined on our webinar this afternoon by two of my colleagues, Alf Sutherland and Renaud Lely-Mouzin. Before I hand over to the guys to introduce themselves, you will be on mute as this session is being recorded. You will all get a copy of the recording afterwards. You can find the slides in the handouts. And if you have a question, please enter that into the Q&A window. And if we have time at the end, we will get through as many of those questions as we can. So that's enough from me. Let me hand over to Alf and Reynolds to kick us off. Guys.
Super, thanks, Roger. Yeah, I'm Alf Sutherland, sales manager for NetAlly. You probably know the history. I've been with the organisation since the Fluke Network days, before transitioning to NetScout, and for the last 3 years, we've been NetAlly. So, and I think the same with you, Renaud.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, 15 years of experience through Fluke Networks and the transition from NetScout and now NetAlly. I am now the sales engineer for EMA and working closely with the sales team, obviously, but also, working still with the TAC department too. So yes, enjoy the presentation and we'll talk later.
Cool. But yeah, as you know, we primarily make handheld network test tools, generally in the Wi-Fi and the wired world, designed for sort of frontline engineers and network engineers, operators, security managers, etc., just to get to root cause of particular problems. But one of the problems that we more often than not encounter is people really asking the simplest of questions, actually, what's on your network? So gone were the days where it was traditional PCs, phones and servers. There's a plethora of a whole other stuff. And normally, really what's driving this is not only from a troubleshooting perspective, which I'll talk more about, security is becoming ever more important to organizations. So actually understanding what is connected from a compliance or what should or shouldn't, equally, actually understanding from an inventory or auditing perspective where actually everything is, we're seeing a sort of an uptick. So really from that side, network mapping, network discovery tools have been around for years. I was first involved in the old HP OpenView solution. And generally what we've seen is those solutions are, cost tens of thousands of pounds, sometimes far more. They're distributed in their nature, but don't always give you that visibility from when you actually rock up on site. And more often than not, more on the sort of networking troubleshooting side, normally when you turn up to a site, the first question you ask is, have you got a network map? How is things actually connected? What ports or switches are things connected to? What are the status? Is it up or down? What VLANs are actually operating? What the speed of the switches? Are they forced? Are they dynamic? Are there any errors, etc., etc.? And generally, most people are blind, or if they're not necessarily blind, it takes them a fair chunk of time to actually get to the information that you need to be able to start. Also, networks are ever changing. Being able to actually track those changes is very difficult. You generally know where most of your sort of physical devices are located, but more from a device, end user device connection point of view, people move around from locations. Equally, things are connected and removed, edited, monitored, etc. And even how the network is physically cabled generally changes as well. So understanding how sort of an application traverses your network. Most people think are generally static, but obviously there are sort of dynamic ways that applications flow. So being able to sort of track those changes, equally, onboarding new infrastructure. What you want to make sure that the VLANs are set up, it's got the necessary security or network profiles ready for you to actually go. So you can actually do this sort of in advance network mapping before you can actually rock up on site to actually save yourself any potential hiccups or problems. So what we announced a couple of months ago now is actually our ability to actually quickly and easily, using our handheld network test tools, to actually not only discover what's connected, but actually visualize and map it out. So you can actually understand the interconnectivity. But one of the nice things about what we can offer is not only that traditional wired side view, because some of our kit has got Wi-Fi, we can actually understand how the Wi-Fi environment, not only the end users are connected to which access point, but also how the access points are connected as well. So it gives you a complete comprehensive wired and Wi-Fi view of what's going on, again, from a troubleshooting security perspective. So really, the problems that we're trying to solve is, the quicker the information the engineer actually has on what's going on, the quicker they are to actually get to the root cause of problems. So is it a user? Is it a device? Is it the air? Is it the network? If it is the network, what is actually going on? Is it a VLAN type of issue? Again, just having visibility of really what's going on is paramount. And like I say, this sort of network mapping software has been around for a long time, but generally we find it costs tens of thousands of pounds. And obviously there's a large sort of capital cost and operational cost on making sure that you keep it updated. And a lot of it is still based on manual inputs at the end of the day. So really what we're trying to provide is quick, accurate, up to the minutes capability of showing how your layer 2 and layer 3 topology is actually integrated, especially when you're not necessarily, especially at remote sites where you don't always have that capability from your sort of centralized view. So ultimately you can be parachuted in, or more relevantly now, you can actually send one of our units into a particular site and do all of this network mapping discovery completely remotely. So ultimately we have a single tool that provides you all this visibility to be able to discover, map, troubleshoot both wired and Wi-Fi capabilities. So really what we're moving towards now is just sort of one tool that can do everything in one foul swoop. So not only can you do site surveys, you can actually see how things are visualized, not only in a tabular way, but in a graphical way. So ultimately how it works is, depending on the units, there's obviously copper, fiber and Wi-Fi interfaces. They generally discover what's in their local subnet ranges. But what is extremely useful is you can actually type in extended ranges, type in the SNMP strings, so it actively discovers your network. Not only can we do this out of the testing interfaces, we can also do this out of the management interfaces, whether it's the wired or the Wi-Fi one as well, to give you a completely comprehensive view of what's going on, as opposed to a sort of localized or subnet type of view. I'm sure you're aware of the value of SNMP at the end of the day. Obviously, in environments where you're not allowed the read SNMP strings, we can still provide the ability to discover and map. But obviously, with SNMP, we can see the interconnectivity between these devices in greater detail as well. So again, relevant for sort of path analysis from a sort of an application workflow perspective. So what I'm going to do is now is obviously that's the end of the sort of slideware. What I'll do now is actually pass you over to my colleague Ranald, who can actually sort of graphically show you, using our equipment, how you can actually get to see some of this information. Over to you, Ranald.
Thank you, Alf. Let me show a screen here. And I'm pretty sure that everybody will be able now to see the Etherscope. So yes, thank you, Alf. We have the options that's called Discovery on the Etherscope, and this is what we're going to use to get all the topology and overview and analysis of what is on the network. So we just talk about SNMP. So if you want to have this enabled, you can just go to Discovery setting and just enable that features if needed. Obviously, you will have to enter the community string as well and that's V1, 2, and 3. So this one is disabled this moment, but that could be available if the V3 is something that you are using into your network. So let's go back to, so this is the main page from the discovery. So basically I have 169 devices connected to my network here. I could just refresh it. Just click on those three dots here, just refresh discovery, refresh indeed, yes, and then you will have an up-to-date list of what is on your network here. What you can also do before you actually upload that into the into Link Live to actually have the full map, you can actually also just click on that little filter here. So if you want to only upload or just have an overview of those devices that are listed here, then you can actually just select them, and those only will be saved and uploaded to Link Live. So you see there is a quite a large amount of devices type that you can select or choose from, and that goes together with the IPv4, N6, and so on. Okay, but leave it as it is. We're going to keep it as it is now. So we have every single devices that are here. We can also, on the right hand side here, just select anything that we want, either name, device type, etc. So basically, if you just target the switch and you know the name of the switch, you can just use that little options here, search, and then just tap the first few words of the your switch or your router or whatever, and that will be listed just underneath here. Okay, so let's go back here. Right, so I have just run the discovery, and I have 166 devices. So what I want to do now, I want just to upload to our Link Live cloud service. So let me just give it just a quick name here. And then I just put 2021, 2021. I will leave it as it is, Office, that's fine. And then save to otherwise files. Okay, and then I will go to the, let me enlarge sheets a little bit. Okay, so so this is, I need to move those options there as well. Okay, I hope that you can see the screen. So on this here, I have uploaded this discovery that I did and run in the Etherscope, and you have on the top of the top right, you can actually see there is topology of view analysis. So just for now, click on the topology option. Let me see if I can move this down there. So what's going to, this is what I'm going to get from that discovery. So every devices that were listed before, you can actually see them here. There is few options that you can have here, and make, you know, if you're really looking for some specific information such as name for the device or manufacturing MAC address or IPv4, etc. That can actually be selected from that list here, and that will be updated on the map there, as you can see. Okay, so it really depends what you need. If you just need the name, then you just click on the name. Obviously, when you will export this to a Visio, then these are the information that will be listed. Same go for the wireless as well here. So you can select between SSID channels, media type, and of course the security as well. So you can actually see WPA2P are showing in here. Wire connection, same story. You will have those options to select from. Okay, so this is very nice features to have. It says that if you really want to have a listing of IP address only, then you can just select the IP4, and this is what information that you will have. So if, for instance, that you have duplicate IP or something like that that's showing out on your network, you can actually just have an overview of what is happening in here. Okay, so just leave it as name and here none. And I will go back to that test that I have here. So we just select and click on topology, and we actually saw what we can actually have shown on the map here. What you can also do is to go to view analysis here. So obviously there's a huge amount of not information, but devices there. So if you're not really sure, you can just go on the top here, and you can actually select what do you want out of those 469 devices. If you just want to have unknown switches or switches, then you can actually just select it. And on the left-hand side, you will see that it's going to show what you want to look at, basically. Okay, so those are the router that are on my network, and this is the switch here. So I can from here again have extra information such as VLAN interfaces that are showing there as well. And you can select those specific interfaces to show you what they are and where they are connected to. So I think this pretty nice features. And if you don't want to have any filter, you just click on it here, and that will bring you back to those 169 devices. Okay, so it's very, very simple, easy way to dig into your network and to actually check what is needed. In here, I've got the link runner 10 gig showing up, so all of those are devices. And I also have my test accessories here, which is the iPerf server that we use for iPerf tests with the Etherscope or the link runner 10 gig here. So let's go back to the topology once more. And here, I'm going to move that things around here. So let's say that I want to only have, I'm going to choose something. Let's see, switches, maybe server and a router, and I apply it. And then this is what I'm going to see. Okay, so those information again on the side here, if you want to filter it, you can actually decide what do you want to have, what do you want to show. Okay, things again that you can actually copy what you have on the screen. So you just go to right click on your mouse, save image as. If you want to save it and send it to your customer, you can do that, or you can just copy image and paste it into your email if needed as well. So it's quite nice, options to have here. Now, if you want to, you can now export to Visio. So the only thing that you have to do, I mean, if you only have Visio viewer, that is something that you can use, of course, but you will be just using a viewer, so you will be limited to add some text, notation, etc. But it's possible to actually just export it to viewer, indeed. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. Again, 2021 generate, that will take some second to actually appear there. But if I want to download the SFG, then I can have it here as well. So you can actually send that link, by the way, to again to your customer. So if you want, either you actually copy the image and paste, save the image, or you can actually just send this information directly to your customer or to who needs it. Okay. So what do you have here? You can just go to Visio, which is the application that I have here. And from there, I mean, basically, it's going to give you every single information that you add on the link before are all reported here. Okay, and from here you can actually add some extra note information if needed. You can color those if you want to actually have a separation between just the switches and router to actually make it very, very different and make sure that it makes sense to person and easy to read. Then you can also change those color as well here. Okay, so again, if you do not have Visio full license, you will be able to export it and see it as we just looked at a few seconds ago. I'm going to do it one more time so that you understand what you can get. This is what you're going to have here. Okay, so what is also nice here is that you can, just clear all of it, and then it will just refresh, and then you can also have once more the whole information on the map here. Again, filter is very important because most of the time no, but sometimes you just really want to target and to have an overview. Say that there is some new switches that has been connected to your network, and you want to have a look at where they are located. You want also to have a look how many a switch, how many ports have been used, if they are up or down, etc. You can actually see those information from that as well. Okay, so this is very, very important things to have. So let's go back just one more time to the view analysis. And then I will show you how you can actually get that information. So go to the, let's see here, so a quick look. You can go to the AP, the router. So from the router here, you have the information on the VLAN. You have interface informations. So are they up, are they down, etc. So you have a full overview of what is connected to those interfaces there. Okay, so it's very easy to use. You have a full visibility of your network within a few seconds. From the moment that you upload the information from your device, either you create a filter here, or the filter can be created from LinkLive as well, and you actually get all the information that you need. Okay, and those information, as Alf mentioned, you can actually send the Etherscope to a customer, let them plug that device into the network, and with LinkLive, you can actually connect directly to that device as well. So if you actually just select the unit here and go to the Etherscope, for instance, then you have the possibility to use the remote. So you are able to connect directly to that device and get the information that you need. Okay, you don't really need to have anyone on site, just to plug the device, to run, and that's it. Okay, so that's about a quick overview of what you get from a discovery test from the Etherscope. And what is the information that you get from LinkLive topology and view analysis.
Excellent, thank you, Reynolds. Yeah, as you've hopefully seen, it's very easy to get, when you turn up on site, literally just to plug an Etherscope or a link runner into a network, whether it's a copper, fiber, Wi-Fi, and or multiple interfaces all together. You can set the extended ranges beyond your local subnets. It collects all the information visibly on the device itself, but again, you have the ability to upload it to LinkLive to see all the tabular view, where you can use all that advanced filtering and reporting capability. So not only on a traditional tabular view, graphical view, and then the ability to export it into Visio. So there will be additional improvements in some of our exporting capability over time, but I think the feedback that we've had regarding what we can do based on its capability and obviously the cost of the solution has been extremely positive. So I suppose to summarize, yes, it's a portable solution, but yeah, we have consultants that can charge multiple thousands of pounds to do this network discovery mapping, when ultimately you as a customer can do it within, again, depending on the scope, within sort of 10-15 minutes, and ultimately you get a complete understanding of what's going on within your network from a security aspect, from a network troubleshooting, performance, and ultimately there to provide visibility quickly and easily. So really, you can rock up. We don't even need to rock up. You can just send the unit remote onto it, or if you are on site, you can do a site survey and topology view, both on a wired and Wi-Fi perspective, quickly and easily at very, very low cost. So really, like all of our solution, it provides simplicity in actually collecting that data, visibility into really what's going on, and the ability to collaborate with other people in a quick and easy fashion. There's a variety of more information about not only our products, but regarding this specific mapping, and I believe they're also in the handout as well. But each of our product pages has more detailed information. Equally, there's more training and how to use type information on the YouTube NetAlly website. So just go to YouTube, do a search for NetAlly, and there's a wealth of information there as well. If you do have any further information, feel free to reach out to us directly. I'm Al Sutherland, obviously Reynolds presented technically, and also Roger from a marketing programs perspective as well. Like most of us, it's firstname.surname@netally.com. But yeah, hopefully that was of interest, and many thanks for all of you to join. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Alf. Just to say, if you do have any questions, then please enter them into the Q&A window now. Alf, Reynold, we do have a question from Mike Goding. Do our solutions work with Milan networks?
I'm not sure what Milan networks are, but ultimately we operate in any standard 82.11. So yeah, 82.11x or IEEE 802.2 networks. We are sort of vendor neutral. So ultimately, as long as it's generally standard Ethernet, we'll be able to discover and support it. Reynolds, have you got anything to add here?
No, I think that's yeah. I was just I don't know much about Milan network either, so looks like a specific protocol, but that should be no problem. I think we should be able to actually capture and get information from the interface. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So just an update, an update from Mike. It's 802.3, so sounds like that's going to come within the capability of our tools. Would that be a fair summary, Reynold?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Great.
But
thanks,
we can get more information offline if needed. It's always welcome to give us a call, and we can actually have a better maybe search on that before we go and provide information that are not accurate. Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. Thanks, Reynold. There are no other questions in the window, so I will just say thank you all for your time this afternoon. I hope you found that useful. Watch this space for more information on future solution days. I look forward to meeting you virtually on those sometime in the future. Otherwise, please feel free to reach out to us if you have any more specific questions. But thank you, and yeah, I'll give you back some time in your afternoon. Thanks very much.
Thank you, everybody.